Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Atypical Security Guard. So I'm going to take you through one of my roles from last night. I'm trying to record my roles now so that I can get a better assessment of what I'm doing. It's always hard to kind of have an accurate assessment because you really can't see yourself, right? And a lot of times when you're in classes, you're not really getting a lot of information or feedback. So one of the things that I'm noticing in all of my roles is that I always go flat to my back. I have tried to get more comfortable being on my back, and kind of working from my back, but I can see right now that every role I'm starting at such a great disadvantage. And a lot of the guys that I'm rolling with, they're younger. I tend to try and roll with blue and purple belts just so I can get a little bit more experience working with people who are better than me. And then I have a really big issue forgetting to utilize my legs, like the regard, reestablishing, or even just establishing frames with my legs. Like I have a really difficult time with that. And then one of the things that I was talking to one of the brown belts, he was like, "You're too comfortable allowing people to establish." And then just in watching this role right here, one of the things that I've noticed is like a lot of the decisions that I'm making in terms of sweeps or um, wrestling up, a lot of those decisions seem to be right, but I'm not going fully through. Like even right there with that regard, I'm only getting to about like 50%, and then I'm just letting it go. Early in this role, there was a point where I tried to sweep the guy, and I'm coming up off of my back, and I had tucked his head, and I was going to try and roll him over, and you can tell that I didn't, put 100% into it. I didn't follow through. I guess that's kind of the bigger thing is that there's just a lack of follow through. I'm starting to see opportunities a little bit more and a little bit better than before, but I'm still having a hard time pulling the trigger. I was listening to a John Danaher video the other day, and he said your lack of willingness to do what you know is the right thing to do um, makes you know better than the person who doesn't have the skill in the first place. So if you know what to do, but you're afraid to pull the trigger, you're no different than the person that doesn't even have the instruction in the first place. So yeah, that's one of the things that I can totally see is just my inability to follow through. Right here, had a pretty good scramble with this guy. He was really strong, and like most of the guys who I end up rolling with who are in their 20s, they're all super aggressive. And what I'm trying to do in these roles is just build my endurance. I kind of tell myself that I'm drown proofing, getting to a point where I'm hard to submit, I'm hard to beat. A lot of times, if I can just last the 5 minutes in the round without getting submitted, I take that as a win. So yeah, struggling to pass his guard, struggling to regard, but I did see some moments in this match, watching it back, where I was actually trying to regard and actually trying to get my legs back in front of me and create some contact points with this guy. So there's definitely some improvement. Um, but yeah, it's crazy just to watch these rolls and just to see how much I allow myself to just stay flat. There needs to be more movement, in my opinion. And also with sharing these roles with you guys, like I would love to get your opinion. I would love to get your advice. I'm not above any criticism. I'm not going to take it personal. I'm not going to get upset. I would love to know what you guys are seeing, what you guys are thinking, what you're seeing as like some things that I could be doing differently or doing better. So putting this stuff out there, wins, losses, good roles, poor roles. Um, but yeah, just trying to learn, just trying to get more comfortable rolling in these situations and being able to protect myself, and being able to last that whole round without being submitted. I was going to try and roll through this, but he actually did a really good job of staying on my back. I thought I could flip him off, but I couldn't. Um, he's really fighting for this choke, and I'm doing everything I can to kind of roll through it. And for the next minute or so, I think there's a minute and a half left. I'm just defending the choke, It's not going to be anything of any consequence that happens in the next 45 seconds here. We just ride it out until the buzzer goes off and he's not able to get the submission. But this was one of the rolls. I think this was my second roll of the night. So as this plays out, again, I would love to know what you guys are thinking, what you see. I am 1 year and 5 months in, competitive white belt, 2 stripes. Still a long way to go, a lot to learn, but would love any advice that you guys would like to offer. Okay? All right, guys, be great.